Evicted from the Big Brother Naija No Lose Guard house tonight is Tami.
Guys, Big Brother season 9 live eviction show was wild. Big Brother came in with lots of twists and plots, you know. We're going to get right into it because this is not the conventional eviction night that we all know of. So we're going to get right into it, and we also talk about the custodian challenge on this video. So if this is your first time on this channel, do well to click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my updates. So on the live eviction show proper, Ebuka went into the house, congratulated them Baduwe twins for winning the head of house game, and asked the reason they lost their wager presentation. And OC had said that they didn't do the wager presentation collectively, rather they did it as a pair, and they've learned their lesson, and moving forward they're going to apply their lessons to other wager presentations. And then he asked OZ if he felt a certain kind of heat or pressure or energy, certain kind of energy from any housemate, and OZ had replied and said no, that any feeling, any pressure is just basically misunderstanding. And the reason Ebuka had asked that question was because Chinne of Ndi Nne was angry last week Monday because none of the housemates voted them to be HOH, you know. So, but OZ said that it was just purely misunderstanding. He moved on to Mickey and asked Mickey why he broke down during the wager presentation last week. And Mickey had said that he is doing what he loves doing on a bigger platform, when people had expected that or had shoved him off and said this is not what is befitting of you, but this other career. But he's actually doing it, so it made him to be in his emotions. I'm just paraphrasing what Mickey said. So moving on to the live eviction show then. Of course, the normal or the conventional eviction that we all know of is when viewers vote, the person with the least votes is evicted. But this time around, that is not the case. The bottom four, amongst the bottom four that has been voted, the housemate gets to decide the pair they don't want to be in the house. So the viewers voted, and it turns out that the people in the bottom four are the checkers, streets, radicals, and Tami. So basically, this is to tell all the fans out there, when you're voting, just make sure that your favorite is not amongst the bottom four. So because if your favorite falls among the bottom four, the housemate gets to decide who's going to leave the house. So with these four pairs standing up, that is checkers, trees, Tami, and radicals standing up for eviction, the custodian has a role to play in this. If you remember, the custodian, that's Ndi Nne, had selected a box from the 3 boxes and had kept it. So it was the time for them to play out their role, and they had to open up the box to read what's inside the scroll, and it read save only. And Big Brother told them they are to save one housemate, and so they saved the radicals, leaving streets, Tami, and checkers to be up for possible eviction. Now amongst these 3, the housemates went into the diary room to decide the pair they did not want to be in the Big Brother house. And while this was happening, Onyeka of the checkers team or duo was crying, and I'm like, why is she crying? Before they started going into, choose the pair they don't want to see, Big Brother had told them not to campaign for votes, and for her to be crying, I felt like this was emotional manipulation, even though she's not telling the housemates, oh, do not mention our names, but those tears, someone who's moved by emotions will be forced not to mention their names. I found that a bit, but it is what it is. You have to do whatever it is you have to do to stay in the house. Yeah. And at the end of it all, Tami got the highest mentions from the housemate, and so Tami was evicted from the Big Brother Naija house. Tami comprises of Toyosi and Damilola, remember. So while they were on stage with Ebuka had asked Damilola if they were surprised or disappointed. Damilola has said that she wasn't surprised nor disappointed because Toyosi had actually stepped on people's toes last week rather, and probably that energy, that is what made the housemates to, give them up to leave the house. With Tami being the first peer to leave, this Big Brother Naija season this year, anything can happen. Within the week, evictions can take place. So just, do not lose guard. Always be on guard and watch out for whatever is going to happen in the house. Now, the custodian challenge also took place in the house with threes emerging the new custodian holders. He had a game. It was actually a fun game, where they were asked to pick from a pool washers and nuts and then fasten it the way an example was given to them. So they had to fasten their nuts and their washers and all of that the same way it was, and the person that did it the fastest would actually emerge the custodian holder. So Strays did it the fastest, and by virtue of that, they won the custodian holder for this week, thereby having immunity for the week. Tomorrow we are going to watch as the HOH game is going to play out and the nomination will go. So stay tuned as I bring you more updates.